Today on the list, easy ways to keep your relationship healthy, life lessons from an impractical joker, and
if I were to put it in 2 words, is wild and luxury.
The extreme Super Bowl rentals that cost 6 figures a week.
If you really want to get me motivated to climb that wall, you'd put the bar at the top of the climbing wall.
It actually is.
Plus, this year's Grammys might be this artist's last.
The world is going to feel a little empty without them.
But up first, how to make your goals more achievable. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and it's been just over a month now since we were positive that this would be the year we'd finally keep our resolutions.
Yeah, now many of us are saying we'll take another shot at it next year.
Okay, well, it's time to rethink that strategy, KG, because the fact is you could set goals anytime, and in fact, spreading them out may be a better idea.
That's right, Jackie Daker is looking at how working on things year-round can set you up for success. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
When we break a New Year's resolution,
we have a tendency in our minds to go pretty negative or harsh on ourselves.
But it's okay, because there is a system of setting goals that
works pretty much at any time of the year, whether they're short-term, bite-sized goals or longer-term goals.
To learn how, we turn to work-life balance coach Nicole Song. Starting with a goals audit.
A goals audit, you're actually going to look at times in your life where you really successfully hit a goal. Maybe you set a goal at a certain time that you wanted to move your body more and you actually hit it. Go back and look and see what it took for you to get it. What we're looking for is success and the places where you have succeeded.
This will provide
a roadmap around how do I follow that again if I'm trying to actually hit a goal and to succeed in a goal this time.
Next, Nicole says get crystal clear on why you want this goal.
So say you have a goal where you want to move your body more. What is really the intention of that goal? Is it to feel better, to have more energy, to feel strong in your body?
She says if you understand the intention behind it,
you're much more likely to succeed and keep going with that goal. Really understanding what is it that would give you that energy and momentum forward makes a big difference in actually starting to succeed at your goals.
Because let's face it,
we all have days with goals that they feel kind of tough. When you can remember why, you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do whatever it is that I set out to do related to this goal.
And don't go overboard. Set bite-sized goals.
What I tend to see with a lot of people is they want to do all or nothing, like, it's the new year, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week for an hour. And realistically, that's actually the pathway to burning out. It makes more sense to build habits slowly and incrementally.
She recommends
15 minutes per day of whatever goal it is that you're working on.
Whether our goal is writing a book, learning a new skill, or getting in shape,
when we start to take it down to 10 to 15 minutes, it feels possible to actually get it done. You're like, I've got 15 minutes. I can actually hit that. I can work on this for that stretch of time.
Finally, celebrate yourself.
Celebration is one of my favorite things to do in general, and actually one of the most important parts of setting goals.
Nicole says a lot of people tend to be hard on themselves for what they didn't accomplish,
rather than celebrating all the things that we have done.
So she says,
at least once a week, sit down and celebrate yourself and appreciate yourself for whatever it is that you accomplished.
Learning how to set goals that we can actually stick to is at the top of the list.
Okay, time to daydream, because next week the rich and famous will flock to Phoenix for the big game, and a lot of them won't be staying at resorts or hotels because those aren't nearly luxurious enough. Get ready for some serious FOMO. We're looking at extreme rentals.
Multi-million-dollar views, man-made waterfalls, a personal movie theater.
Very famous, very wealthy people, this is where they want to go.
Mayor Brick of HolidayRental.com is taking us to 3 vacation homes that the rich can rent during the Super Bowl. The first one's called Scottsdale MANOR.
The views are absolutely incredible. The space outside on Manor is very impressive. There's porch after balcony after porch all over the place. The pool is absolutely incredible.
13,000 square feet, large enough for 22 guests. 9 bedrooms and 9 full and half baths.
And probably the coolest thing about Manor is the deluxe movie theater built inside of the mountain.
Can you get the Super Bowl playing in that man cave?
You absolutely can.
The next one's called On the Rocks.
This is on the rocks because the mountain is incorporated with this property. It's really insane.
It's 8,500 square feet and sleeps 14 guests with 6 full and half baths. One of its 5 bedrooms is really unique.
This loft bed is actually built right into Camelback Mountain. Gives a whole new meaning to rock yourself to sleep.
All 3 of these rentals are on Camelback Mountain, about a 40-minute drive from the stadium where the Super Bowl takes place. But since this home is on top of a slope, you get 2 valley views in opposite directions. And the grand finale, Camelback Vista.
The rooftop is set up for a huge bar lounge area, multiple levels of putting greens.
More than 10,000 square feet, it sleeps 12 guests. There are 4 bedrooms and 7 full or half baths.
Very funky furniture that you'll see in different places. There's a Volkswagen that's inside the house that's been turned into a bed. This grand piano is absolutely insane. This is one of 5 that have ever been made. This is north of $400K.
And if there isn't a piano player in your group, hire a DJ because there's a nightclub.
There's a bar to actually have a bartender there serving drinks, ice on the actual bar to leave your cup to keep it cool. There's a built-in soda machine. It's a commercial soda machine in the house. It's very cool.
And you'll need a drink after climbing this rock wall.
Come on, Jimmy.
Oh, is this really the only way up to the bar?
No, there's stairs right over there.
You kidding me?
So what's the damage on these digs?
Scottsdale Manor will be going for $120 for 4 nights, and On the Rocks and Camelback Vista will both be going for $140.
Okay, I can afford $140 a night.
Yeah, exactly, but you just have to add a few zeros on that.
Ooh.
$120,000, $140,000, $140,000.
A super price for a phenomenal place to stay during the Super Bowl.
It is Valentine's season, a time we think a lot about love. But the truth is, behind every great romance is a lot of hard work and compromise. So we are looking at some ways to build a connection that'll stand the test of time.
Starting a relationship with someone new, well, that's the stuff that goes on the highlight reel. But staying together is where the heavy lifting starts.
A lot of couples make the mistake of focusing on the honeymoon phase and then falling into this routine of being roommates. So to have a healthier, happier connection, you want to maintain the same level of interest, of flirtation and allure and fun and spunk that you had when you were first trying to woo this person.
Carmelia Ray, celebrity matchmaker and relationship expert, shares her tips for how to have a happier connection. For starters, avoid emotional insecurity.
Your partner is your intimate partner. They should be the person that you're going to with your deepest fears, with your goals, with your successes.
She says to be aware of any partner that doesn't react appropriately to these.
Are they blowing up or are they not even hearing you? When you feel as a partner you're not being heard or that your emotions are not being acknowledged, that grows more distance.
The goal is to resolve any emotional insecurity or vulnerability by talking things out.
You can ask your partner, how can I show you that your needs are being met? What things can I do to make sure that you feel safe in this partnership? Effective communication is a habit and skill you need to develop as individuals and within your partnership.
Next, reinforce positive affirmations.
In many partnerships, couples will tend to give their unsolicited advice. They might think that that's actually helping the relationship, and in many cases, it hurts the relationship. That advice can be construed as criticism.
Instead, start by saying something nice.
When your partner is seeing that you're giving this information as a way to enhance your relationship and not as a criticism, it's a different context.
She says this lets them know you're committed to improving the relationship.
Always ask, what is something I can do better at?
Finally, stop holding grudges.
Another killer for relationships is holding grudges and bringing up things in the past.
She says forgiveness is not for your partner, it's for you.
You are carrying that weight. You are holding that grudge. they've forgotten about it, especially if they're the ones that made the mistake and you said it was okay.
So if you have to let them off the hook,
Then lead with that forgiveness and start on a new slate.
laying the groundwork for love that lasts. Still to come on the list, life lessons from Impractical Joker Joe Gatto,
You never know what people are going through. A little bit of kindness goes a far way.
and a food truck that provides free meals to those in need.
They don't believe us at first. They think there's got to be some catch.
Plus, the Grammy performances we can't wait to see.
You know they're planning something big.
All that and more ahead on the list.
YouTube, it's the middle of the show, and there are a lot more great list stories coming up that I'm sure you're just gonna love. But just like you don't want to miss those, you don't want to miss any of the content we post. So take a quick second to hit subscribe and ring the bell to turn on notifications. Okay, that is it. Back to the show.
Welcome back. Now, if you've watched the show Impractical Jokers, you know it's all about keeping the laughs going.
That's right, but cast member Joe Gatto recently departed the show, and that's just the beginning of the life-changing challenges he's faced recently.
So how has he managed to keep a smile on his face? Teresa Strasser is bringing us life lessons with Joe Gatto.
Look at him, he's magnificent. Joey, give me an eagle. I want to see an eagle. There's my eagle.
Stepping away from a successful TV career and ending almost 20 years of marriage might break anyone's spirit.
I've been through a lot, ups and downs, and life does throw a lot at you.
We sat down with former Impractical Joker and comedian Joe Gatto, who says it's been one rough year, but he's been building himself up by sharing his life lessons with fans. First up, he says that kindness is key.
Yeah, come on. All right, Jacob's by himself. If you just go right here. And now give me a minute.
I think that you never know what people are going through. A little bit of kindness goes a far way, and you can totally change a person's trajectory with a small act of kindness.
And it even spills into his everyday mantra with his own family.
I say to my kids when we drop them off at school, we say, be brave, be kind, be a Gatto. The kindness, it's something that you really want people to know you for.
Next, he says encourage folks to stay strong. It's something he learned growing up in Staten Island.
What's the other option? Be miserable and not be able to get out of bed and not stay strong and fight through it? Like, you have to. You have to do that, and you have to find that strength in yourself.
Thank you for saying hello. That was great. Bye.
Because he says that strength has to come from within.
Nobody's coming to help you achieve your goals. It's all on you.
And even though Joe knew he had to make it on his own, his father was there to help along the way, and his advice sticks with Joe to this day.
Winners surround themselves with winners. And he just told me, you don't have any winners to surround yourself with right now. Don't worry, that'll change. And soon after that, I actually met the boys.
Meaning, surround yourself with like-minded people who share the same path.
Really does affect the person that you are. So I think it's nice to try to find like-minded people that bring you up.
Through kindness, strength, and the connections he's made with fans, Joe's able to hit the stand-up stage again.
I think it's important to laugh, and I love to be out there to make people do it.
All the while, carrying those tried and true life lessons along with him.
I've been there. It does get better. You got to hang through it.
For more information on the tour, go to joegattoofficial.com.
All right, time to shed a light on 3 stories that show just how kind our world can be. They are your friendly reminder that kindness, as always, wins. Okay, first up is Black Girls Run, an organization that for over a decade has helped Black women lead a more active lifestyle.
Black Girls Run is a community of beautiful women all over the country coming together to create a sisterhood through healthy living and physical activity.
The nonprofit hosts in-person running events and virtual programs that welcome both new and veteran runners.
No woman will be left behind, so we invite you to be a part of our movement.
Everybody's important. There's something for everybody, and the key is to find where you fit.
Thousands of women have joined across more than 30 states. You can learn more at blackgirlsrun.com. Women uplifting women. We love to see that. Okay, up next, we head to Milford High School in Michigan, where volunteers have created a space where students in need can have access to free everyday essential items.
So we have basic supplies, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant.
It's called the Mav Shed, located inside the school's library. Students get the option to either choose from what's available or fill out a form to request items of their own.
They can put their name, the items that they're looking for, and then also items that we might not have.
You shouldn't be afraid to reach out for things that you need.
Help will always be given to those who ask.
Amazing. And finally, a Florida organization that works to end food waste and food insecurity.
A lot of people who are new to the service, they don't believe us at first. They think there's got to be some catch.
Mother and son duo Cameron and Ellen McLeish run 360 Eats, which works in part by collecting food that would otherwise get discarded.
This is food that, for whatever reason, still perfectly good, but the grocery stores or the food distributors, etc., don't plan to actually sell. So we receive it as a donation.
The food gets made into fresh meals served for free on their sustainable food truck.
I think this is so tremendous for us to have a truck like this, and we are so blessed.
Food trucks are fun, they're exciting, and that's exactly what we want people to feel when they receive these meals.
That looks incredible, and also, wow, what a great idea. You can learn more at 360eats.org. Okay, coming up, we are taking a look at some of the excitement that awaits at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards. We're highlighting some of this year's standout nominees when we come back.
We have a quick list of ways to help kids afford college with Dr. Jen Price, author of Generation Edge.
You really have to prepare and plan.
First, look into scholarships.
What I encourage families to do is focus on going after the larger dollars first.
Second, focus on extracurricular activities.
Maybe they try band, maybe they try some STEM activities and put that on their college applications.
And third, remember there are a lot of good colleges to choose from.
I think families forget that there are thousands of reputable colleges and universities across the country, and maybe one of those is more affordable for your family's circumstance.
For more list tips, head to our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
We're back, and on today's watch list, the Grammys are this Sunday, so let's get ready. It's always a night filled with great music in a lot of different forms. So Hattie D. Jamal is highlighting some of this year's standout nominees.
The stage is set for music's biggest night. Trevor Noah will be hosting with performances by stars like Brandi Carlile, Lizzo, Bad Bunny, Mary J. Blige, and more.
If you care about music, I can't imagine not tuning in.
And to highlight a few of this year's standout nominees, we spoke to Chris Willman, senior music writer at Variety.
I want to see Brandi Carlile. I want to see Bad Bunny. I'm in suspense. I hope everybody else is too.
First up, Beyonce. Her 9 noms this year officially tie her with her husband Jay-Z's record for most Grammy nominations ever, with 88 total.
Beyonce is always a big story at the Grammys when she's nominated. If she wins 4, she'll become the all-time Grammy champion. And out of 9 nominations, I think there's a pretty good chance she could do that.
Moving on to a history maker this year, Bad Bunny. The Puerto Rican rapper and singer earned 3 nominations, including Album of the Year, which marks the first time ever that an all-Spanish language album has earned a nod in this category.
Whether he's going to really prevail with wins doesn't matter, because everybody's just going to want to tune in to see him perform. You know they're planning something big.
Up next is Doja Cat.
I can be your woman.
She's up for Record of the Year for her song Woman, a nod that makes her just the 3rd female artist to be nominated in the category 3 years in a row.
People just love Doja Cat. I think Doja Cat hits a sweet spot where she's incredibly commercial, and then there's great records on top of it.
I'm feminine.
We'll wrap it up with BTS. The K-pop group landed 3 nominations this year, the first time they've been up for more than one category in any given year. Nods that follow last year's news of their hiatus.
This might be BTS' last look in the nominations for a while. We're so used to BTS being like this world-dominating force in the last few years that the world is going to feel a little empty without them for a while.
Get it, let it roll.
And that's your inside look into music's biggest night on the watch list.
Oh wow, so many great performers, and I know a lot of girls who are going to be bummed that BTS announced a hiatus.
Well, if you've been taking a hiatus from dating...
Well, Jimmy, I am married, so yes.
Well, I hope so. KG, this is for the unmarried. We're looking at the best states for dating. Last on our list. That's next.
guys, welcome back. It's time for What's Last on our list. And Jimmy, Wallet Hub just released 2023's best and worst dates for singles.
Okay, what's methodology here? Because how do you even put a ranking on this?
Right. Okay, they looked at 3 key factors, starting with dating opportunities like the share of single adults.
Okay, that makes sense. Establish that it's a target-rich environment.
Exactly. Dating economics, like the cost of going to the movies and the average price of beer and wine.
Okay, because the movie means you don't have to actually speak with this person, and the beer and wine, that makes dating tolerable.
Exactly. And the romance and fun score with things like restaurants per capita and nightlife options.
Okay, this all tracks. So let's start with the bad news first. North Dakota, Arkansas, and West Virginia are the bottom 3, which is surprising. I've been to West Virginia. It's gorgeous. But where should singles be moving, KG?
Well, according to Wallet Hub, California, New York, and Florida take the top 3 spots.
Okay, wait a sec. I lived in Los Angeles, and everyone I knew who was dating there was miserable.
Yeah, first, LA is its own thing. California is a big state, right? And second, they're not saying dating isn't miserable, Jimmy. It's all relative.
Okay, relative states of misery. We're the least worst ring of the inferno, so we're number 1. Yay!
Jimmy, you and your sunny disposition. It's no wonder nobody's snatched you up yet. And friends, that's what's last on our list. Thanks for
YouTube, thanks for watching this whole entire episode. Whether you're a boomer, Gen X, millennial, Gen Z, or the newest named generational cohort, Gen Alpha, we appreciate it. We also would really super be grateful if you'd give us a like and hit subscribe. Those are just button clicks, easy stuff. Here's the heavy lift. Please also leave us a comment to let us know what you think. And if you use abbreviations we don't understand, no worries. We have some Gen Z on staff. We'll ask them to translate. Okay, ready for some more list? Here are more free-range, grain-fed episodes just for you. Enjoy.